Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I go by the name of Gugu. If you're new, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also share and like the video if you enjoy it, and drop a comment. If you are already a subscriber, this one's for you. Thank you so much for the support. And that's also, I have a special surprise for, well, at the end of the video for everybody who will be subscribed or is thinking of subscribing, was actually watching the video. So stay tuned for that one. I'm also on Instagram, so I'll leave my details somewhere here for Instagram. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because a lot of the time I'm on Instagram and I update on a daily on Instagram versus recording on YouTube takes a little bit longer than Instagram would. So welcome, and probably by the title you can already tell, you already know what it's about. It is about well, let me go back. Probably you don't know this about me, but I used to be a club hostess for about 2 years. A while ago, I think in 2016, 2017. And when I started, part of the job is having to post stuff. So a lot of people then realize that I'm actually into the party scene and hostessing. And that's when I started getting a lot of questions as to how do you get into hostessing at the club, what's it like, what's your experience, those kind of things. And while I was doing it, I got a lot of questions. And then just recently somebody asked me and was like, you know what, I'm starting varsity this year and I want to get like a part-time job, and I heard about club hostessing. So what's that about? So I'm putting my phone on silent. What's that about? How do I get into it? And what's your experience? I thought I should share it with anybody who is thinking of getting into it, so you know all the good stuff, the bad stuff, and the ugly stuff, because there's a little bit of everything within club hostessing and working in general. So I hope you enjoy. I have a giveaway at the end of the video, so watch till the very end so you can enter and get all the details as to how to enter. And yeah, enjoy the video. So I'm gonna start off with how I got into it. How I got into it was that I had a friend who was already hostessing at a different club in Rosebank, and she was friends with the lady that was managing the hostesses in the club in Santon. So she was like, no, my friend was asking if I know anybody because they're looking, so I wanted to ask if it would be something you'd be interested in. And I was like, well, what's it about? She's like, basically you party, you drink champagne, and you get customers to buy champagne, and that's it, and you get paid for it. And I was like, sounds easy enough. So yeah, you can let her know that I'm interested. She's like, okay, cool, send me some of your pictures so I can send her your stuff, and then she'll let you know when you should come for a trial. So that's one. You might be interested in it, and if they're interested in you, how you look and all of that, they will invite you for a trial. And basically what a trial is, you go there and you work for a night. Because it's a trial, it's free, you're not going to get paid for it. You work there for a night. They're trying to see how you interact with customers, with clients, you know, how you dance. Are you like an it girl? Can you move a crowd? Can you move a customer to buy something for you? That's what they look for in the first night, because that's basically what your job is. So you want to, on your first day, do that, or at least get a table or get somebody to buy you champagne. So they normally will pair you with somebody who's already a hostess, which makes it a little bit easier if you gel with a person. Then when that person gets a table, then you guys can go together, or if you manage to get a table, then you can go with them. So the person I was pairing with, she got a table because she had been doing it for a while. So she was like, no, let's go and chill at the table. So that's how I got lucky, because it was not easy just showing up and expecting people to buy you drinks back then. Can you imagine now when everybody knows what it is? So it wasn't easy, but then we got a table and I enjoyed myself that night. And then I got a message saying, okay, we'll put you in a WhatsApp group. What you need to do is you let us know when you're available on a Monday morning. So you'll say, hey, I'm available on, so the days will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you'll say, hey, I'm available from Wednesday to Saturday, or only on Friday and Saturday, depending on what's happening in your life and what you do if you're a student or if you work or whatever the case may be. So that's what you do. And then once you've done that, then the lady who is managing the hostesses will come up with a schedule, and then she will post it up on the Tuesday in the WhatsApp group. So how it worked was there was 2 shifts for every day. So there was an 11 o'clock to 3 a.m. and there was a midnight to 4 a.m. So it would just depend which one you get. The 11 o'clock to 3 a.m. was a little bit difficult because very few people are at the club at 11, and by the time it's 12 the other girls come in, so now it's double the competition. So you needed to sort of work your way to get a table early enough or chill and wait till there's a bit of a crowd. So that's how it basically went. And then you get paid on a weekly basis in cash. And yeah, I'm gonna get into the good stuff about it and what I didn't really like about it and what I hated about the job, so that when you make a decision as to whether you want to do it or not, you sort of have like an idea of what it is, what it's about. So I'm gonna get into the good stuff first. One of the things that I loved about working at the club was that the pay was good. I was getting 900 bucks a night, and I was working on average 4 nights, so that was 3,600 every week. And if you work out 3,600, let's see, 3,600 times 4, that was like 14,400 in a month if you work all 4 nights or whatever. And so the money was really good. The money came in cash, so I could save it, I could put it away, and I'll put it in my card. Because sometimes if I have money in my card, sometimes I will just like swipe, it don't ever decline. So I used to like keeping it cash and like stashing it away somewhere so that I know that it's saved. So that was the one great thing. The money was good, and mind you, this was like in 2016 and 2017, yeah. So can you imagine what it's gone up to now? So the salary was good. Secondly, I used to enjoy like meeting different people. You meet really influential people, really interesting people, people who are probably in the same line of work that you want to get into. If you somebody who wants to be in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of people that you can meet at the club. There's a lot of businessmen if you want to, you know, get into business or learn about business, that kind of thing. There's a lot of people that you'll meet at the club that will be able to help you, whether they realize that they're helping you or not, in terms of like molding your life and like for you to go where you want to go. So if you want to get into business, you obviously meet businessmen and you'll ask questions and all of that. Well, not at the club, you'll probably exchange numbers and stuff like that. So that's the second thing that I really liked. You get to meet the right people. What else did I like about it? I like the fact that at the time when I was working there, it was a night gig, and I had like a normal job during the day. So I like the fact that in terms of it being a side hustle, it didn't really like disturb me in terms of work. Well, when I started, as time went on, it was starting to affect me because I was getting like the 12 to 4 a.m. shift. So I liked when I started out, I liked how flexible it was in terms of it being at night, and I had my other stuff to do during the day, so it didn't really affect stuff. And what else? When you are in that situation, you start to feel very important. You enjoy getting attention from different people. So at the time, I really liked the attention that I was getting. It makes you feel like very special, very beautiful, and things like that, until you actually like realize, you get your head out of the clouds, and then you start seeing it for what it is. So I think, oh, and also just like having a good time. You go out, you party, you turn up for free basically. So I really enjoyed that about working as a hostess. So those were all my good things that I really enjoyed about being a club hostess. Then as time went, I started realizing that the people you meet, or the people you think you meet, um, like already have a perception about you when they meet you. So they're thinking, okay, she works at the club, she's most likely easy, so if I get her drinks, I'll probably be able to take her home at the end of the night. So there were a lot of people that misread the situation or had assumptions. I'll say assumptions from customers. It got to a point where if you get a table and you're sitting there and you're drinking, halfway through you hear somebody saying, yeah, so, and then you're sitting there like, no, we're not going home together. But then this person in their mind is like thinking, okay, I've bought you and your friend 4 bottles of champagne already, so I mean, what do you think this is? So at the time, I learned quickly to just say, yeah, okay, cool, nah, it's whatever. But in the back of my mind, I had to like sort of figure out like an escape plan at the end of the night, because I've already told homeboy that, yeah, it's cool, we going together, and then, oh, the sunlight. And then in the back of my mind, I know that, oh, hell no, that's not happening. So those were one of the issues. Another issue was that I realized from some of the other girls, if you don't have a car, it does sometimes end up being a little expensive, because you're gonna have to Uber from home to Santon, and then from Santon to home. So at the time I had a car, it wasn't that bad. I wasn't really, I worked like 5 minutes away from work, one, and then from my place to Santon when I was in Standing Hill was probably like a 10-minute drive. So I wasn't using that much petrol in any case. So I didn't really feel like the crunch in terms of like transportation going and coming back and spending on that. But it was like an issue for girls who did not have transport, because you end up getting offers lifts from guys you don't know, guys you just met, and that's dangerous. Or you want to pay like for Uber to go home or to get to work, which is also costly when you're working it out. If you get like 2 shifts that week and you need to pay like to go from home to work, from work to home, then it started being like very expensive. Also, another bad thing was that um, like you're expected to look like a slay queen. So every assumption or connotation that goes with being a slay queen, that's what it was expected of you. You had to have the weave, you had to look good, you had to look expensive, you always had to be in high heels. The lady who was hostess, or who was managing us, didn't like us wearing pants, so you could not wear pants, which was, so you couldn't wear like any tight pants, any leather pants, you couldn't wear any jumpsuits, that kind of thing. You could wear shorts and skirts and dresses. She wasn't for pants. So then what they would do is, if you get booked for a certain night, so if you get booked for Wednesday and Thursday, I think Wednesdays at the time when I was there was Barbalicious nights, so it was black and gold, so already you knew that you had to wear black and gold in terms of your outfit. And then on Thursday was sky, I think it was, so it was blue and white, so you knew. The tricky ones were Friday, Saturday and Sunday, because you don't know what event they're having, and our manager used to pick colors from the poster. So then there will come like a weekend where the color is awkward and you don't have those colors in your wardrobe. You understand, you best show up with those colors. You need to make a plan because you were told on Tuesday. So you need to take money from the salary you got to go and buy clothes that you don't need, to go and buy colors that you never wear in any case. So that used to hack the hell out of me on some, but then this is becoming a waste of money. And it used to get out of hand. Like there was a time for like 2 months or so where the colors were pure nonsense, like colors that I wouldn't wear, and girls were struggling to find colors like that, and it was always like complaints. And then you were expected to like, you can't have the same weave all the time, and back then weaves weren't like as accessible as they were now. They were expensive, so you can't be changing your weave all the time, and you can't be braiding your hair. Apparently braids just weren't the thing, so you couldn't braid your hair either. So you needed to constantly like get new wigs, or new hair, get your hair done, you needed to be that girl for the club. So you end up spending a lot of money on looking good for work, and then at the end of it, when you calculate your money, you've spent a lot on stuff that you didn't really need or didn't want to spend on, just so that you could get booked for more shifts and get more money. So that cycle used to hack me, because it was just like a downward spiral. You ended up not being able to save for like some months, and some months you would be able to save and all of that. And if you didn't come with the colors, or you didn't look good enough, you won't get a shift the next week, and you most likely need the money, because you spent your money that you got for that week on getting like just like weird ass colors. So that's what used to bore me. Also, I did not like the fact that we had to post on social media. So I didn't mind being a hostess, because I know when I walk into the club, that's me in work mode, and then after that I can leave and continue with my normal life. But then when all you're posting is like pictures of you drinking, pictures of people drinking, promoting like events, and your Instagram starts looking like all you do is party and drink, um like it started affecting like how people interact with me. They would think that that's all I'm good for, turning up, partying and all of that. And a lot of assumptions came with that oh, okay, if she's drinking and like clubbing all the time, she's most likely like going around sleeping with men, tricking and all of that. So I didn't like how we were being checked that were posting on social media, and you had to go in so that you could secure a shift, because those were some of the points that you get for them to determine whether you get a shift next week or not. So I started realizing that people are now like looking at me sideways, assuming all kinds of things just because I work at the club and I'm there. Like I was there 4 nights a week. So it started getting out of hand. And if you have like a normal job and your colleagues start seeing that, dare you come to work and yawn, they'll be like, yeah, it's because you constantly at the club drinking and all of that. So it started affecting my personal life in that sense. Also, one of the things that I didn't like was how I think I mentioned it already, how because you're being bought drinks, automatically you are down to fuck. So just because I'm drinking your drinks, it does not mean I'm down to fuck. But anyway, that was like the consensus there. It was just there were girls who were doing it. So if a guy met a girl last week and she did it, they're automatically thinking that this is the vibe here, so that means that's what's up. And those are the bad things. The things that I completely hated, that were probably probably the reasons why I decided to stop doing it altogether and never look back, are the fact that you, like, even people in your life start looking at you some type of way, like, okay, does this job even exist? Do they really do what she's saying they do, or are you just tricking? Like, is that what you're doing with life now? So I used to hate the fact that I get asked that. I would even get asked that like by family members, because the posting on social media just became like hectic. So I hated that. I hated the fact that I actually got to a point where I didn't like dancing at work anymore, and you were expected to dance, and I just was like, I'm not gonna dance, because the minute you're dancing, even if you're dancing by yourself, you're not at a table or whatever, like men would automatically think that you're dancing to get their attention, and they'll call you to their table, and you can't say no, because you're looking at the night and you're like, this, I'm not gonna get another offer. You end up going there and you end up being touched in all kinds of ways by somebody, and if you say no, don't touch me like that, which was like what I used to do, because I'd be like, but you can't, I just got to your table, what are you doing? And you get touched in a certain way, and if you if you fight back and dare your managers see that, or one of the other managers see that you will like refusing a customer's advances in a very rude way or whatever, like you will get in trouble for it. You would get called out, like, why are you being rude to customers and all of that. Yes, I am here to entertain like customers and all of that, but there needs to be a limit where we also get protected, not just where we're just giving and giving and giving, and then the next thing customers can come in and assume all kinds of things. I also didn't like how once people figured out that you were hostess, and probably the guy saw you last week and he came this week, where he's just like, will say things like, as and I'm just like, excuse me, you don't just go around calling people bitches, like, are you crazy? So I didn't like that. And I didn't like how almost it was so like apparent that you almost feel like you're being sold. So sometimes you'll get a WhatsApp message while you're working and you'll be told, guys, so and so is here, so everybody go to his table. You end up sitting there with people you don't like, people you don't want to sit with, and just grinning for the sake of drinking champagne, um, which I hated. I hated the fact that you would get to work one day and somebody would be like, why are you looking so fat? Like, what the hell's going on? Lose weight or else you can get fired. Like, uh, why would you be so insensitive? And so it's a very like insensitive place to be, because people just feel like they can say whatever and you'll understand it or take it as a joke. Mind you, I'm sober, I'm not drunk, so I can hear what you're saying, and I like, you learn to pick up on tones and you can tell when somebody's just being like mean. um and then there were times where we would get reviews like, okay, Gugu's being reviewed, and they would post a review like on what, on the WeChat, not WeChat, sorry, WeChat, on WhatsApp. So they post the review on WhatsApp like, Gugu, you need to wash your, I remember I got one that said, Gugu, you need to wash your hair more often, um, your makeup is terrible, you need to work on your makeup, your outfits aren't sexy. Like, Gugu, you need to wash your wig. There's nobody in their right mind in like blazing hot heat that is not gonna wash their wig, because you know that just causes a smile. So like, I couldn't get it. Yeah, guys, some of you guys are using old wigs. You need to get rid of those wigs. Stop wearing the same shoes. They may be comfortable, whatever, but yeah, change your shoes, things like that. Like, it started becoming very abusive, for like in my personal experience. And lastly, I think I hated the fact that we were like, even some of the staff members treated us like we're being sold or whatever, because sometimes the waitresses would be like, hey dude, you need to come, my customer needs a girl, come now, or whatever. And you're like, yo, this is exhausting. So by the end of the night, like, it may sound like easy money, but trust me, you would have worked for every single cent that you'll get. It may not be easy. Sometimes there will be guys who are rude. I remember there was a time where my friend, she is absolutely gorgeous. She was paired up with another girl, and the girl happened to be colored, and there were these group of guys who used to come all the time. They only dated colored girls, and if you were a black girl and they hung out with you, you needed to be a black girl that's down to fact, like, you know what it is you're doing here. So they came the one day, and management told these two that you guys need to chill with these people. Mind you, all the black girls know that these guys do not like entertain black women at all. So my friend's thinking, gosh, I have to go there. So luckily, that one of the guys in that group knows the girl that she was paired with, and they go and they sit there, and then and they're having drinks. And I think he that night they hadn't brought like a whole crew. It was just 2 guys, and so they asked the 2 girls to go and join the guys so that they could buy drinks. And then the girl who was paired with my friend was like, no, I'm coming back, I just want to go to the toilet. And my friend sat there with these guys, and when she told me, like, she's in tears, she was like, wow. So she's sitting here, and the guy she's forced to pair with is sitting there, and then the other guy who's buying the drinks is sitting next to that guy, and then the girl she was pairing with was sitting next to her, but then she's left already, so there's 3 of them there. And the guy says to his friend, and you know it's a club, so it's loud, you have to speak, even if you're like this, you need to be like a little loud so that the person next to you can hear you. And the guy's like, you know what, I know I like girls, but like I'm not down to fuck whatever, like, I mean, what is this? And he's talking about my friend. I'm like, but then, like, why do people have to be like that? And that was the thing at the club, like, guys felt like because you're working there, they can talk to you any way they want to work with you, they want to talk to you, and you just needed to be okay. Dare she had answered or got pissed, got up and walked away, she would have been in trouble the next week. Her salary probably would have been cut in half for that night, or she wouldn't get salary for that night. So it was strict. So it's a lot of dealing with stuff and looking away and not responding than it is dancing and turning up and just drinking. So those are like a couple of things that you need to, if you still want to do it, you need to like internalize those things so that once you're there, you're not surprised, you're not crying every 2 seconds because of how people are treating you, and it's something you expected and something you knew already. So yeah, those are just some things that I think you need to consider as a as someone who wants to get into hostessing at the club, that it's not all easy, it's not quick money and all of that. It's not just looking good and dancing. There's a lot more to it that people don't tell you when you start, that you just see on your own as you go along the journey. Okay, so now it's giveaway time. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was informative, because that's why I was doing the video, and I hope it answers a lot of the questions. Please do share some of your experiences if you have worked as a hostess before. Sorry, if you have had experiences as a hostess before, so just share it with everybody else so we all know of different experiences. Now I'm going to be doing the giveaway. I'm going to be doing I call it the 2020 Slay giveaway. It's 3 of my favorite palettes, and I'm going to just show you the palettes, and then I'm going to tell you how to enter the competition. And I think we should give people a bit of time to enter the competition, and then I think it should end on the 12th or 13th, depending on the day, so that the winner actually gets their prize on Valentine's Day, just in time to slay. So the first one is the Hot Girl Summer by Dream Doll Cosmetics. Oh my gosh, the sun is terrible. This is what it looks like on the outside. I'm gonna open it. There we go. It's a 9 color palette, so it's one of my favorites. It's the latest by Dream Doll Cosmetics. So that's the first palette. Let me close it, and then the second palette is a little different. It is a 2-in-1 palette, so it's got 6 blush colors and it's got 6 highlighter colors. That's why I love it, because you get a lot in one palette. So those are, let's see, those are the highlighter colors and those are the blush colors at the bottom, 3 of each, so it's a 2-in-1. It's called the Glow Kits. So I'll put that one away for our winner. And then the last one, you're gonna love this one. It's actually called the Slay Palette, and when I open it, you'll know why. So this is what it looks like on the outside. It says Dream Doll Cosmetics, and it is a 35 color palette, and it looks like this. Oh yes, like this. So 35 colors in total. There are mattes, there are shimmers and glitters, so you can win all 3 of these if you enter the competition. Now I'm gonna tell you how you go about entering the competition as well as the rules. So you basically need to be subscribed to my channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so now so that you've done the first part of the competition. You need to follow me on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle. You also then need to follow Dream Doll Cosmetics because the giveaway is basically all their products. So you need to follow Dream Doll Cosmetics. And then there will be a post on my Instagram with the competition and all its rules. What you need to do is you share that on your story, you tag me, and you tag 3 of your friends. The thing is, you can't repeat the same friends, you can't tag businesses, like bogus kind of things, because you get disqualified from that competition and any further competitions that I will be having. So be mindful of that and you're done. So you subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, follow Dream Doll Cosmetics on Instagram, tag 3 of your buddies, and share the post on your story and tag us, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like I said, I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe, if not for the giveaway, but because you enjoyed the video and you enjoy the content, and because you appreciate me and I appreciate you. Also, yes, that's it. So don't forget to enter the giveaway. The giveaway is going to end on the 12th or the 13th, depending on what day it falls on, so that you can get your prize on Valentine's Day and you can slay on Valentine's Day. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time, which is next week, Thursday. I'll see you next week, Thursday, in my latest video.